Hello everybody. Welcome to the Kaidan Project. For now, you can call me B. Before we proceed, let me tell you a bit about myself. I've been working in tech for nearly 20 years now. That journey has spanned retail, freelance, and corporate work. I have experience in just about every field that entails, from help desk to software development. Despite my technical skills, though, I've often found myself in the position of a trainer. This unique position has allowed me to interact with just about every rung of the corporate ladder and a wealth of my own peers. And, well, the fact I'm here making a game should tell you quite a bit about my feelings on corporate life nowadays. That said, at this point, I imagine you're wondering what exactly this is. Well, first and foremost, the Kaidan Project is the creation of a new IP, or series of games. If you are familiar with Japanese ghost stories, especially ones that take a much more classical view, you're probably familiar with the word Kaidan. The word Kaidan carries with it a number of connotations, however, primarily when it comes to the impact of the stories themselves, where it is not so much about just gruesome horror, it's more about a genuine didactic story. Didactic, of course, meaning the story is meant to have a lesson to it. It's not just, oh, you died a monster because the monster exists. A Kaidan story is also much more personal. Being steeped in Buddhist history requires a closer link to spirituality, karma, and the energies therein, as opposed to what you'd find in more contemporary horror. You may or may not be happy to know that our plans extend well beyond just releasing a couple games, though. After we establish this new world and new IP, we'll be looking into founding a new development studio as well. As you can imagine, a lot of this comes from my experience within the corporate world, seeing how my peers were treated by those in control. Suffice it to say, if you think technical expertise, talent, or experience gives you any type of leeway within the corporate world, well, I'm here to tell you that's objectively not true. From help desk, DevOps, to engineers, to software developers, to management, you're just a worker bee, to be used, grinded down, and tossed aside. You just get paid a bit more, assuming you vouched for yourself during the hiring process. And on the back of this, you have the leaders making Faustian bargains with investors that leads to just constant turmoil within each corporation. Something that we are continuing to see time and time again to this day. And luckily, the public is being made more and more aware of it. And let's not even begin to digress into the people who are hired into leadership and management roles, who have not a lick of experience, but are usually either a nepotistic plant, someone they've known either directly through family or through a connection of another higher level employee in the company, or yet another sociopathic sycophant who is prepared to step on every head while climbing up the company ladder. But let's not get stuck on that digression, as I plan on talking about that in the future in much more detail. Going back to the Faustian investor bargains that I had mentioned, that is something else we will be avoiding entirely. This development studio will be grassroots and grassroots only. Under no circumstances will I or my team wear a leash. So, if we're not doing the investor route, how do we plan on acquiring funding? Well, currently, it's primarily funded by me. So far, everything that's gone into this has been out of my pocket. But I am very fortunate to have people who believe in me, who are also joining the team and contributing what they can. Currently, the team consists of myself and 2 other people. Both of the individuals on the team besides myself, I was fortunate enough to interview, train, and work with before I started this. I also plan on acquiring funding through means of producing content. While I'm certainly an amateur in terms of video editing, I do have quite a bit of experience of sitting in front of a microphone and yapping into the void, so I'm going to be trying to leverage that as well. The games we produce are, of course, a means of acquiring funding. Everything they make will go directly to supporting the team and ensuring that we can reach the goal of founding our development studio. And of course, this being a grassroots effort, we're hoping to be worthy of donations. You may now be wondering, why a development studio? Why not just make a bunch of games, get noticed, and just be independent or get picked up? Because I'm not just doing this for me. If I was interested in just continuing doing things for me, I would have maintained my life in the corporate ecosystem. It's no secret that just about every large development studio around right now is currently succumbing to those Faustian bargains because it's impossible to keep up with them. Instead of pursuing balance, it seems like every single company pursued greed. As bleak as the immediate future may appear, this is of course an opportunity. I can't say I foresee a proper crash of the games industry like back in the 1980s. What I do foresee is a shifting of powers and a reset of the stage. And with this reset, a chance to bring back a lot of what was lost. To bring back some respect for the developers who make the games that we love. And an opportunity to bring back the respect for the players who play the games that we make. And so, in anticipation of this opportunity, a couple years back I started to plan, and then last year I realized it was time to start to work. And that leads me to today. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not able to talk too many specifics on the last job I had, as I signed an NDA on the way out, and as American people are weaker than American corporations in America, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. But that does not mean I can't share the lessons that I learned throughout my tenure. In the coming months, I'll be talking about a number of subjects on top of sharing progress on our game's development. Live streams are of course not out of the question either, but we don't have anything planned for that right now. I look forward to you joining us on this journey. Until next time, remember to do all the typical YouTube stuff. It's going to be weird getting used to saying the call to action BS. In any case, take it easy.